What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday, July 1st. Insanity. It's July 1st. It's the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey. It's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. We love the partnership with Hooters. Hope you got the blueberry lemonade, folks. Hope you got the blueberry lemonade. Not saying it won't be available anymore. I'm just telling you it's no longer the drink of the month. Sorry. You snooze, you lose. I'll have the new drink of the month, etc., coming for you soon. Obviously, great lunch specials, 11 to 3 every day. The burger's fantastic. It's not just the wings, but you can get the OG wings, the boneless wings. They're all on special every single day. We're also pumping NASCAR today. It's a NASCAR street race. I've been using this and saying it all month long that we are proud to partner with our friends at NASCAR as the NASCAR street race takes over. Downtown streets are officially closed. In case you don't know that, the downtown streets are officially closed. There's a racetrack in the middle of our city, right around Grant Park, all throughout Michigan Avenue and Lakeshore Drive. The NASCAR street race takes over this week, and this weekend, July 5th and 6th, we're giving away tickets today. We're down to our final 2 pair of tickets, July 5th and 6th. Saturday is the Xfinity Series, Sunday, the Cup Series. Saturday night, there's a special performance by a certain band that I've only said 639 times this month. I want to know if you want to go in the hopper for a chance to win tickets today for your chance to see not just the NASCAR street race, both Saturday and Sunday. You do get both days. You also get a chance to go to the Saturday night performance. Who is it? We should all in our sleep know the answer to this question. Use the hashtag NASCAR. We will pump your name into the hopper, and we will give you a shot to win. Please be able to go. If you can't go, have someone in your family. Someone needs to be able to go with you. If not with you, for you, etc. I don't care what you do with the tickets, but don't waste them. Don't say, yeah, I'm in, and then you can't go. Who's performing Saturday night in Grant Park at the NASCAR street race? And Becky, you are correct. It is the Zach Brown Band. I'm not sure Becky's able to go to the concert, unless you want to fly in from Tulsa, which I'm happy if that's what you want to do. Fly in from Tulsa. That's who's performing. Use the hashtag NASCAR, and we will discuss later in the program. Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard this, but there's an insider out there. He used to be a GM in the Major League Baseball, and he says the Cubs are all in. As a matter of fact, he says the Cubs are going to win the trade deadline. Win the trade deadline. That is true. I'm going to play the clip for you right now. This is from our friends at Intentional Talk, AJ Perzinski, Eric Kratz, and the boys. That's what's going on. Here's a clip from their show earlier today on Intentional Talk. Take a listen and we'll discuss.
How is this trade deadline going to shape the NL Central, which has become pretty tight race? Had the Brewers won yesterday, it would have been 1 game back. They're still just 2 games back of the Cubs.
Yeah, that's a great question. The Cubs are going to win the trade deadline in the NL Central. They're everywhere right now, and they're willing to part with Owen Cassey, one of their top power-hitting outfield prospects, as part of the package. And Jed Hoyer and Carter Hawkins literally are everywhere. I mean, as I talk to people in the industry, they're all in, and they're going to do what it takes to win. You know, the Reds don't have a lot of money to spend. They could use a bat. I can see them getting a bat. I don't think the Cardinals are going to do much. They need impact, but they're not going to trade the future for this year. Brewers have a really good team, and I think their starting rotation, I think the Brewers, in my opinion, is a huge threat because of that. And Brandon Woodruff is going to get back. But I don't expect them to be busy at the trade deadline. I understand they're trying to upgrade the left side of the infield. They're not getting much offense from shortstop or third base, so that's what they're trying to do. Easier said than done in this marketplace. And again, you know, we have to look at this market right now. It's going to change a lot in 31 days. But you've got a lot of buyers right now that have to turn to sellers because the sellers don't have a lot. And so you need the Orioles, right? You need the Rangers, the Red Sox, the Diamondbacks, the Twins, the Guardians. And all of them could be sellers at the deadline. If that happens, we'll have a lot of fun. We will. And it was interesting because in my poll and talking to people, I was getting, Emmanuel Clase and Stephen Kwan names if the Guardians sell. I was getting Duran and Jack's names from the Twins if they sell. So I think the deadline changes a lot. But in the NL Central, I kind of feel like the Cubs are the one team that are in position to make the splash. They've got the better system and willingness to give up the system at this particular trade deadline. Remember, Jed Hoyer and Carter Hawkins' contracts are up with Kyle Tucker right here, right now. They're going to be an interesting team to watch for sure.
Why am I juiced up about that clip? You should be too. Now, I see some comments pouring in. We're going to get to them here in a second. First off, I butchered. It's not intentional talk. That's MLB Network, my friend Sierra Santos. That was foul territory. The same guys, Eric Kratz, AJ Brzezinski, friend of the program. Foul territory. Phenomenal show on YouTube. Really good stuff. I played the whole clip because I love what he had to say about other teams. I've been saying for, a month? There are some teams in baseball right now that are lying to themselves about who they really are. And he just absolutely from the top rope reiterated what I've been saying. In a month, there are going to be teams that no longer say we are buyers. Whether it's the Guardians, who the Cubs play starting tonight at Wrigley Field, the Twins, etc. The Texas Rangers were a team he named. Hello, Jacob deGrom. I told you. Now, the fact that the Cubs are everywhere, I've also said I don't want them linked to trades that they're going to make, meaning I want to be under the radar. Go out there and get it done. All right, so a boatload of comments. I'm going to go all the way down here. Start with you, Godfather, who started off his first comment, by the way. I'm going way up here. He pulled a Clyde on him yesterday, 4 comments, none read. So, right out of the gate, Clyde, see what I mean? Ignore my comments, Godfather, blah, 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 blah. I love that, Godfather. I love that yesterday was so packed that I didn't get to my guy. So I'm starting with you. Win the trade line. Lots of laughter there from our guy. They have to prove it first, okay? They have to prove it first. But why not? Kyle, I hope that insider's correct. Push all your chips in, Ricketts and Jed. The city wants another title. Go Cubs. Becky, by the end of September, it'll be the Brewers, Cubs, Cards, Reds, Pirates. Becky, I'll make a bet with you. I'll make a bet with anyone here who wants it. I will buy, you have to show up to the next Hooters appearance. I guess in this case, it'll be during the football season. I will buy your dinner if the Cubs don't win the division. I will buy your dinner. Jess, in the words of Godfather, not sure if he'll win the trade deadline, but he'll definitely win the luxury tax. Wayne, if the Cubs don't win the deadline, please don't implode my Cubby fans. It will be okay. Swayze, I'm being extremely patient for not only my mental health, but for the whole recap community. I'll let the Cubs brain trust do its job. Astros, Cubs all in because it's the end of the line for Hoyer and Hawkins. Okay. Isn't that okay? If you all went to work today and knew that your ass was on the line, that you had a shot to not return, would you play the desperation card or would you sit on your hands and pack up your crap? Good for Jed, because he did go out in the offseason and acquire Kyle Tucker, who Cap has confirmed that when they did that, Tom Ricketts was, what's it going to take to keep this guy? The conversations have been there. Whether or not they get him, I don't know. But Kyle Tucker's here. Did you see them yesterday? Did you see half the team on a boat together in Lake Michigan? I'm telling you guys, that stuff matters. It's a group that likes to hang out. They get an off day in the city, and they're hanging out together. Ask the 2005 White Sox about what their life was like off the field. Ask the 2016 Cubs about how life was like off the field. They had dinners together. They rode to the park together. They watched film together. They hung out as families together. And you know what happens? You win together. And those of you who want Justin Turner, and I've been critical lately of Turner, Turner was a part of the group. You might not like it. They have a shitty bench. They got to fix it. But he's probably the last guy that's going to go of all three. Okay? There's some questions about when Assad's coming back from Becky. They haven't punted on him yet, but I would not, at this point, rely on Javier Assad. Jim, building via the draft only in the NHL doesn't seem to work. Buffalo, Detroit, Chicago are examples of that. There's been some NHL disgust about the Cubs or the Blackhawks not getting Mitch Marner. 8 for 96, by the way. 8 for 96 for a guy who disappears in the playoffs. Wayne, Mr. Guff, the baseball and hockey draft is always a letdown. Rarely does a top 3 pick even get it to play. Maybe 2 or 3 years if you're lucky. Go Bears. Lip. Hawks trade and bring back Sam Lafferty. I guess bottom 6 forward, still waiting for a bigger splash, as am I. The Dead. The Cubs need to take care of business and keep winning, but yes, they need pitching badly. Absolutely. Joe, that's fine. Too many left turns for you. That's boring. Then don't enter the contest to win tickets. I'm okay with that. By the way, okay, you're allowed to say whatever you want on this program. You just might not like what I have to say back. Speaking of which, in case you want to ask again, who's performing on Saturday night in Grant Park at the NASCAR street race, use the hashtag NASCAR for your chance to win tickets. We want to see you there. Zach Brown Band is the answer. So if you put your name in the chat, which has already been answered, chat with hashtag NASCAR, Katie will put you in the hopper, and we will try to get a winner later in the show. Becky has been asking for Mike Talkman for quite some time. I think it's a great move. The real Phil Simms. Jim Bowden, definitely one of the best in the business. Trust what he says. The Dead just doubles down what they need to keep winning. If the Cubs stand pat, says Astros, is it because of the unusual fear to give up prospects? Is it afraid of giving up the next Cam Smith? Didn't you just hear Jim Bowden? Jim Bowden said the Cubs, with this class, they have the prospect capital, and they aren't afraid to get rid of them. Owen Cassidy at the top of the list. I don't give a damn about the Cubs trading Cam Smith. I honestly don't. The fact that people still do, who cares? You have Kyle Tucker. You have Kyle Tucker. Even if he's only here for this year. If Kyle Tucker does sign an extension, who cares what Cam Smith is? Even if he's an all-star. I guess the Hawks and Bulls want to be hot garbage and don't want to win. How about what's going on in the NBA? The amount of money for mid players, and then the Bucks, who now sounds like there's some real panic about Giannis leaving Milwaukee. They waive Damian Lillard. They stretch his money out. I think they owe him $113 million. Waive Damian Lillard, who will miss most of the 25-26 season, if not all, with an Achilles tear, one of the 3 superstars to have an Achilles tear. They bring in Miles Turner, who had more games with the Pacers played than anybody. Johnny, love the passion. Guff, love you, man. Johnny, love you too. Appreciate you. Cubs go get Mitch Keller and Joe Ryan. Guys, those are fine guys. After hearing Jim Bowden, I feel more happy than ever. And I'm not a Cub fan, but I think that they're doing their job. They see an opportunity to do it. They see an opportunity. Now, again, I hear words. All I hear are words. But if the Cubs are all in, I think they're going bigger than those 2 names. My guy, Al. Happy July. Would love to see the Sox bring up Colson, Montgomery, and Elko in time for the 2005 reunion to see the excitement and passion of that team and fan reaction, just like the Cubs on the boat. Al brings up the Cubs on the boat yesterday. Get as many young guys here for that weekend as possible. Don't disagree. And Colson Montgomery, I've said for a while, will be up here after the All-Star break. Maybe he's they need to make a roster move today. As far as I've seen, they have not announced that roster move just yet. They have not. Of course, they are playing against the LA Dodgers this week. Tough series. Kim, welcome to the chat. Cubs bench is subpar. Turner needs to go. I'd say Brujan needs to go first. John Birdie needs to go second. Then Turner. I'm not opposed to DFAing Turner if you're telling me I would not let Turner go knowing how much PCA and those other guys have played off of him. Griffin Jackson, name Uncle Ted's throwing out. Sean, yeah, we just talked about the Bucks cutting Damian Lillard. Thomas, just jumping on. Welcome to the chat. Any shot we see Colson in Denver this weekend against the Rockies if he stays hot in Charlotte these next 2 or 3 games? I haven't seen any report about who that name could be. By the way, on this day, AJ hit a 3-run homer when the fans. Look at a Chuck Garfine's tweet here. The Sox have won 28 games this season. Last year, they didn't win their 28th until August 6th. How about that? I don't see anything about who that roster move could be just yet. The second I Second I know, I will let you guys know. I'm not sure we'll figure it out here. By the way, speaking of, here's a great stat from OptaStats for those of you who don't follow them. PCA and Kyle Tucker of the Cubs are the first pair of Major League Baseball teammates to both have at least 30 extra base hits and 20 stolen bases entering July in a single season since George Sisler and Ken Williams, not that Ken Williams, of the 1922 St. Louis Browns. Wow. Do you know how to get away if a NASCAR fan is chasing you? Turn right. Oh, I didn't know. Wait, I don't have dad jokes in this version of the show today. That was pretty good, Ted. That was pretty good. We should have a dad joke section of this show. I know what one section we do have. We have a show for Hooters. Great 11 to 3 lunch specials every day. The tender tacos, my daughter's favorite. We know the cinnamon pretzel bites are McGuffey staple. The Big Daddy mugs on a nice warm day like this, full of the Michelob Ultra. Got to keep that beach bod. The Mango Cart, the Kona Big Wave, the Sam Adams Summer Ale. And then, of course, the drink of the month, which I'm waiting for. I will get updated later today from Hooters what the $8 drink of the month will be. Originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Order.hooters.com if you want to pick it up or have it door dashed to your home. We love doing that too. Terry, the rest of the Central doesn't concern me when it comes to winning the trade deadline. The Mets and Yankees, on the other hand, scare the bejesus out of me. America, says Uncle Ted. I'm not scared of. Look, when I coach, I always tell the guys I coach, I don't care about what the other teams do. I care about what we do. Okay. And that's how I think pro sports should handle it too. How active are the Sox at this trade deadline? The NBA offseason is insane. I think they'll be active as they can be, meaning I think Adrian Hauser's likely gone. Aaron Savali's likely gone. Cam Boozer, maybe a bullpen arm or two. They don't have a lot from a position player standpoint. Maybe Corey Lee's part of a package, but it's not like they got some big ticket name. I would love to punt Luis Robert into the sun, hurt or not. I'm just ready to cut the fat of this old regime. I don't want Luis Robert on my team anymore. I don't care about the talent in this. There's no more ceiling. I'm out of patience. Get him out of here. I got a new team coming in here, and I want them leading the charge of what's next. I do not think the Brewers or Cardinals will make significant deadline moves. Jim Bowden also said that. However, their teams are playing like lunatics right now without help. That's what scares me. Uncle Ted, just kidding. Love the Trailer Park Boys from the north. Vincent. Really didn't think Milwaukee and St. Louis were going to be in the division race at this point. I always expect Milwaukee to be there. Their organization is very Tampa Bay-like, meaning they're just always a step ahead. The Brewers and the Cardinals, that is what's nuts to me on paper, blah, but they somehow find a way to win. Is every Canadian a pig farmer? Oh, what's going on here? Did I miss something? Oh, Jim, happy Canada Day to our neighbors to the north. I have nothing wrong. Come on, who's crapping on the Canadians? Come on now. I'm not going to allow that. N-Hawk 2. Brewers, 6 hardest remaining schedule. Cubs, 26 hardest. Cubs will run away with the division in August. N-Hawk, Nighthawk, I'm assuming I'm in. Nighthawk knows that I won't be buying lunch if you got, because no one's really taking me up on that. The Cubs are winning this division. You know what they say, good pitching always beats good hitting. Who will give up any good pitching prospect? I hope it works out for you Cub fans. It'll be difficult to pull off. I'm jumping through here. Get Swan Dive into the hopper for the NASCAR tickets. Zach Brown Band is playing on Saturday night. Zach Brown Band, hashtag NASCAR. If you basically reply in the chat, just like Swan Dive did, you go in the hopper to win tickets later here in the show. Joe, isn't it time to somehow make room for Brooks Baldwin? I expect that to happen soon. Rumor shows that the Bulls are acquiring Jonathan Kuminga is gaining traction. I heard that Vooch would be in that trade. I saw something crazy that Kobe White. Please, come on. So we'll see if that's a sign and trade that happens. Guff, this is the month where you hit over 60% of the recap lunch hour bets. If you were fading me, I don't blame you. If you were following me, I'm sorry. But they pretty much took all your good fortune to make. A 5-16 month is insane. To Lip Ripper's credit, in point, it's almost impossible to do. It's July 1st. I've been waiting for this. Yesterday's bet of the day, the final day of June, the St. Louis Cardinals money line, they lost 7-0. Hell of a way to wrap up what's been a ridiculous month. Chapman getting a Gold Glove at third. I thought Chapman joined the same witness protection program that Chris Bryant signed onto when he went to Colorado. No doubt, Jerry. If bringing up Colson means DFAing Vinny, I'm against it. I know, Jerry, the biggest Vinny Capra fan that's absolutely out there. Draft Laviolette to play center field, the anti-PCA. On the south side, you've been saying that, Uncle Ted, literally for months. Miles Turner to the Buck show. We've been saying that. Yes, Erica, good for you. Erica, are you able to go to the NASCAR street race, or do you want to? Or you want to go see the Zach Brown band? Because I got 3 different text threads today that wished me happy Bobby Bonilla Day. As you guys know, on this day, every year, Bobby Bonilla gets $1.19 million. Here, Bobby Bonilla Day. He signed a contract. He gets $1.19 million every day. He's the original deferred money. He's 62 years old. He will get a check every day. Since 2011, he gets a check for $1,193,248.20 every single day through 2035. He has 10 more years of this. He had deferred money. He signed a big contract. It's Bobby Bonilla Day. In 2000, the Mets agreed to buy out the remaining $5.9 million. Instead of paying him at the time, they agreed to make annual payments of $1.2 for 25 years, including a negotiated 8% interest. Bobby Bonilla, smart guy back then. Eric Cubs, the Cubs definitely need to be all in at the trade deadline, plain and simple. Need to start pitching, or need starting pitching. Also some utility help. This is a big homestand, 4-2. I think 4-2 feels good. Becky asked that earlier in the show. 4-2. I hope this Cubs team wins crazy this month and Dansby starts hitting home runs. Kurt, when will the Bulls get rid of AK and Mark Eversley? Just terrible. Well, Kurt, unfortunately, they just signed them to extensions. So doesn't sound like anytime soon. Kyle, you have any of these snacks from yesterday, or did you and Katie finish them off? Kyle, snack of the day, I'm getting up. Kyle, here they are. Look, we've cracked into them. The Drizzlicious. All right, so my taste test. I only have s'mores. I've had the birthday cake, the Very Berry Bites. I take s'mores over Very Berry Bites. Taste like healthy Fruit Loops. They almost feel like you want to add milk to the Very Berry Bites. And the s'mores, they give you that chocolate fix. 90 calories, only 90 calories per 21 pieces. Drizzlicious. Hey, if you have a snack of the day, recommend them. We'll collaborate with this company. They send us the snacks. We'll do the taste test. So there you go, Kyle. You asked, I answered. Are the Bulls the worst run organization in sports? I definitely think they're in the running. I don't care. There's no dream trade for Luis Robert other than he's no longer a White Sox. I think Katie's chiming in. S'mores are greater than Very Berry. Looks delicious. Erica, they are. They're really good. And you don't feel gross after you eat them. The NL Central will be a 4-horse race. I disagree. Cubs get Joe Ryan and Mitch Keller. They win the World Series this year. Could you imagine if they got Jacob deGrom then? Hawaii. In your valued opinion, what do you think the Cubs should do about third base? I'm calling the Arizona Diamondbacks, who I also think are lying to themselves and trying to get Eugenio Suarez. Thomas, I think getting a top 100 prospect for Hauser is too rich personally, but if he continues to pitch well, can you get a 200 to 250? I think that's realistic. All these things on my timeline about top 100 prospect for Adrian Hauser, get out of here. There's no scenario that's happening. None. Uncle Ted, I think you have the same last name. There's no way you don't. You've been talking about this guy for such a long time. And look, he's legit. Lip likes the Cardinals tonight. Just feel like a bounce back game at plus 140. Bobby Bonilla Day is the greatest hustle of all time, says Bird Dog. It's certainly why other teams are doing it. Katie, with Very Berry and milk could be a power play. I agree. We're going to have to try that on the show. We're going to have to get some milk, pour it in the Very Berry, and go from there. So, okay. Hashtag NASCAR. We're going to do it one more time. If you don't want to go, don't enter. We have some people's name in the hopper who's performing at the street race. It's Zach Brown Band. Use the hashtag NASCAR. We'll get you in the hopper. Okay. It's a new month. Thank God. It's been a long time. June felt like the longest, shortest month at the same time because I never want summer months to end. But I did on the bet of the day standards. We are moving on. We were 5-16 in June, folks. Holy hell. Okay. I'm going back to our teams here. The Cubs, I think, are ready to bust out. They're playing the Cleveland Guardians, who are going nowhere fast. The Cleveland Guardians had a very rough month. They could not score. They could not score. The Cleveland Guardians were the worst team in baseball scoring in the month of June. The Cleveland Guardians in 25 games scored 72 runs. They went 9-16 in the month of June, and now they come to Wrigley Field after an off day. And I get plus money with this. And Matthew Boyd's just been one of the dudes for the Cubs all year long. I know he's had a couple of starts of late, but that guy is 7-3 with a 265. There's not one of us out there that would have been like, yeah, that's going to happen. Matthew Boyd was pitching when we did the Cubs watch party at Hooters last week. So I'm riding that momentum of the watch party into tonight. Cubs won that game 8-0. 8-0. This is Matthew Boyd's. Let me look at Matthew Boyd's game logs real quick. Matthew Boyd's game logs. Dude hasn't allowed more than 2 earned runs since May 23rd. Okay? Cubs run line here, folks. We start the month off by getting a win. Cubs get the win, and so do the recap crew. The weather tonight at Wrigley, it's like 84 and perfect right now in Chicago. Okay? 84 and perfect. Cleveland would give Clase for something reasonable. There's been talk of you heard our guy Jim Bowden say Clase and Kwan's names have come up. Alcantara and Cabrera. I'd take Edward Cabrera. I think that's going to be a bigger haul. I heard yesterday John Heyman say he'd rather have Hauser than Alcantara. That's crazy. Type it here, Brad. Brad, I know you were excited to be in the hopper. You type it here. Oh, you are. It's not Joey Logano, my man. Joey Logano was yesterday. Put Brad in the hopper, Katie. Can you put Brad in the hopper, Katie? Let's get Brad in the hopper. Kyle Tucker to hit a home run at plus 375. I don't hate that. Kyle Tucker's been on. Kyle Tucker has been on. Katie's putting him in. Love the run line for the Cubs. Let's ride. Thanks, Flip, for having my back. OD earlier in the show said, let's start a new month. Many think Cam Smith is the next George Springer. Who gives a shit? Who cares? You have Kyle Tucker is so much better than Cam Smith. It's not even a debate. Announcers count Cam Smith to Ian Happ. The Cubs do not need another Ian Happ. Again, Ian Happ, really good player. He's not Kyle Tucker. It would be the opposite for the Guardians. They start scoring during the Cubs because it's a new. It could be. Tucker, please stay. I think the Cubs. Here we go, OD. King Tuck. Here we go. Let's go. Brad, you're in 100%. All right, it's time to pull the name. Time to pull the name. I'll keep the bet of the day up. Keep the bet of the day up. Here we go. I'm having Katie push the button. Let's ride, boys. Katie's pushing the button. Winner today, Brad. Brad, late to the game. Brad, late to the game. Brad, you're going. Brad, you're going. Sorry, Swan Dive. Swan Dive, we have another pair of tickets this week. Stay with us every day at 12:30. Brad, you need to email recapoffice@gmail.com. recapoffice@gmail.com. I will put this up for you. Here you go, Brad. Brad W., winner of the NASCAR tickets. recapoffice@gmail.com. Congrats, Brad. Look at this is what I love about this crew. Look, I said this before. Jess is on him. Thanks. You're excited, Brad. Everybody's happy for you, Brad. And that's what this community is, man. That's what this community is. Brad hops in. How do I get in? Get Brad in the hopper. Katie pulls the plug on the random app generator. Oh, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, man. Look at all the people. Literally, you've never won a raffle in your life. That changes today, Brad. Those are some legit tickets, dude. I hope you're going. I hope you get to go to all of them. If you go to one of them, hey, you know what would be cool? For those of you that are watching that have won tickets to the race from us this month, send us a picture at recapoffice@gmail.com of you at the race or the concert, and we'll put it on the show next week. All right? Send it, recapoffice@gmail.com. Isn't that awesome? Jess, it is awesome. Good for Brad, indeed. There you go. If you're going to the race or the Zach Brown Band concert, email us a picture at recapoffice@gmail.com. Always lurking, love listening to the Brad. We love having you here, man. Appreciate you. All right, Cubbies, go out and get it done on the field and at the trade deadline. I know, no Pablo today. I love that we're missing him too. Hope the weather. Yeah, I know. It's been raining for 2 years. Love you guys. It's been great. It's the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff. We do it every day at 12:30 right here on the Recap. Have a great day. Enjoy the weather. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Make sure you go to originalhooters.com. Find one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. Order it at hooters.com. Cubs, July 1st. Time to make a move. Get a dub tonight. Make some trades later. See you tomorrow.